So for today's lesson, we're going to take a look at sums and products of real numbers. All right, so for today's lesson, learning targets, I can recognize that the product of two rational numbers is rational. I can recognize that the product of two non-zero rational numbers, of a non-zero rational number and an irrational number is irrational. I can recognize that the sum of two rational numbers is rational. I can recognize that the sum of rational numbers and an irrational number is an irrational number. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this opening exercise. So it says determine the product of each, and then it says to classify the product as a real number, a rational number, an irrational number, integer, whole number, or a natural number. List the classifications that apply. All right, so let's go ahead and sit here. We can multiply this. So we have 3 times 5, which we know is 15. All right, we know that 15 is going to be a real number, because all numbers are real numbers. Rational, it is an integer, it's a whole number, and it is a natural number. All right, so then here we have 3 times -6, which is going to give us -18. Again, remember, all numbers are real numbers, so we have real number, it is rational, and it is an integer. All right, then we have 2 times -5, which gives me 10, which is going to be a real number, rational, integer, whole, and a natural number. All right, -1 times 5, which gives me -5. So again, that is a real number. It is a rational number, and it stops at integer. All right, for E, we have -4 times 0, which is 0. So that is a real number, rational number. It is an integer, and a whole number. All right. So now we're going to take a look at it and look at it for exercise 2, but now we're going to look at it with fractions. So looking here, that we can see that when we multiplied these rational numbers together, we got rational numbers. All right, now we're going to do this with fractions as well. So remember, multiplying fractions is the simplest way to do fractions. So we have -1/2 times -9/10. So that gives us -9/20. When we classify, it's going to be real number, and rational. All right. We're going to do the same thing with 4/5 and -1/3. Remember, numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. You can also use your calculator for this. We have -4/15, which is real, and it is also rational. All right, so we have -6 times 1/3, which is going to give me -2, because remember, we can put -6 over 1, multiply numerator times numerator, denominator times denominator. So that is real, and it is rational. All right. And for D, again, we're going to multiply these fractions together. So we have 5 times 1, which is 5, 3 times 11, which is 33. And we can classify this number as real and rational, because we know what separates rational from irrational is the fact of rational numbers can be written as a fraction. All right, now let's go ahead and slide on down. So now, so far, we've multiplied rational number times rational number. So we can see from the opening exercise, we multiply rational numbers together. In exercise 1, we multiply rational numbers together, because remember, they are in fraction form or in integer form. Now let's look at the case of when we multiply a rational and an irrational. So remember, what separates the rational from irrational numbers is the fact of course, rational numbers can be written in fraction form, but also rational numbers are terminating decimals and decimals that repeat a pattern. So looking here at A, it says 1/2 times negative pi. All right, so we know that 1/2 is rational because it's written in fraction form. And we know that pi is irrational. So when we multiply them together, all right, so putting this in the calculator, we know that it's 0.05. All right, so that represents a terminating decimal. And then we know with pi, since it's negative 3.14159265, so on and so forth. So when we put this in the calculator, or you can use the pi symbol in the calculator, we get this decimal, negative 1.5707963, so on and so forth, all right? So we can see that this is a non-terminating decimal. So when we classify, we know that it is real, and we know that it is irrational because it is a non-terminating decimal. All right, now let's look at B. So I have I have 1/9 times 1.010010001, and we can see we have the dots, so that is a non-terminating decimal. So we know that we have a rational number, which is 1/9, and we have an irrational number, which is 1.010010001, which means that it is going on forever, so it is non-terminating. So when we put this into the calculator, we get 0.1122233334, ... So again, this is a non-terminating decimal. So to classify, we know that it is a real number, and since it is a non-terminating, it is irrational. All right, so we have the negative square root of 2 times 2. So we know that the negative square root of 2, we know that the square root of 2 is irrational. And we know that negative 2 is rational. So I'm just going to go back here and go IR. This is RI. And this is RI, so signifying rational and irrational. All right, so when we multiply these together, we get 2.828422731, ... continuing on. So again, it is a non-terminating decimal. So we know that it is a real number, and we classify it as irrational. All right, so the summary of this lesson, and this is the key part here, is that the product of two integers is an integer. All right, so when we look at the first example of the first opening exercise that we did, those were integers. When we multiply two integers, we get an integer. The product of two rational numbers is rational. So looking at exercise 1 that we did together, we got rational numbers because we multiplied rational numbers together. And the product of a non-zero rational number, so the key word there is a non-zero rational number, and an irrational number is irrational. All right, so what I want you to do now, there is a quick little 4 questions that I want you to work on. It is on the Edpuzzle, so I want you to work on that to see if you can determine the sums and products of rational and irrational numbers. All right, and now I want you to complete the exit ticket that is on page 147. So complete the exit ticket that is on page 147. Have me check your answers, and then you can go on for part 2. But before ending this video, I want you to summarize what you've learned from today's lesson. All right, so now it is time for part 2. So part 2 is just looking at the sums. So we've already looked at the products. Now part 2, which is lesson 14, we are going to look at the sums of rational and irrational numbers. All right, so let's go ahead, same thing like we did before. Opening exercise, determine the sum, and then we're going to classify as real, rational, irrational, integer, whole, or natural number. So we know that 3 plus 5 is going to be 8. So we know that that is real, rational, whole. Oops, forgot about integer. So I'll write that next. So integer and natural. 3 plus a negative 6 gives me a negative 3. So that is going to be real, rational, and an integer. Negative 2 plus a negative 5 is going to give me a negative 7, which is real, rational, and an integer. Negative 1 plus 5, which is going to give me a positive 4. Excuse me, almost wrote a negative 4. It's definitely a positive 4, which is going to be real, rational, integer. It is a whole number, and it is also a natural number. And then for E, we have negative 4 plus 0, which is going to give me a negative 4, which is real, rational, integer, and whole. All right? So the next part we're going to look at, similar to the other one, we're going to look at with fractions. All right? So don't be afraid of fractions. Don't be afraid. All right? So remember, when we multiply fractions, we have to have common denominators. All right? So we have negative 7/8 and a 3/10. So when we add them together, of course, they have to have common denominators. So they both have 40 in common. So making a denominator of 40. We get negative 35 over 40 plus 12 over 40, which gives me a negative 23 over 40. So that is a real number and rational. Same thing for B. Even though here it says addition, we're still going to add. So here we have 2 over 5 minus 3/11. So again, we have to have common denominators. So they both have 55 in common. And since they're saying sum, I'm going to go ahead and add that and make that a negative. So that gives me 22 over 55 plus a negative 15 over 55, which gives me 7 over 55. 7 over 55, we know that that is a real number. And we also know that it is rational. All right. Now let's look at C. We have negative 1/3 plus a negative 1/6. They both have 6 in common. So my negative 1/3 now becomes 2 over 6 plus negative 1/6, which gives me negative 3 over 6, which reduces to negative 1/2, which is also real and rational. All right, for D, we have 1/3 plus 1/9. They both have a common denominator of 9, so my 1/3 now becomes 3/9 plus 1/9 gives me 4/9, which is a real number and rational. All right. Now for the last part, which is exercise 2, similar to the last lesson, we're going to look at when we have a rational versus an irrational number. All right. So we have the negative square root of 9 minus the square root of 5. All right. So when we take a look at this, we already can tell from previous experience of working with squares, we know that our negative 9, the negative square root of 9 is going to be rational, and the square root of 5 is irrational. So we know that the negative square root of 9, the square root of 9 is 3. So we have negative 3 minus the square root of 5, which we know that if we put the square root of 5 in the calculator, we know from previous experience that is irrational. We get negative 5.236067977 repeating. So we know that this is real and irrational. Again, we have pi, so we know that 7 over 10 is rational and pi is irrational. So we put this into the calculator, we get 3.8415925 which this is also going to be real and irrational. Please do not be afraid to use your calculator. You do not have to do all of this by hand or calculations by hand. And then for the last example, we can definitely see that this first number here is irrational. And our second one is rational because it's a terminating decimal. When we put this into the calculator, we get negative 0.28788788887 dot, 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 dot. All right. And we can classify this as real number and irrational. All right. So the main things, again, to summarize from this lesson, similar to the previous lesson, we have that the sum of two integers is an integer from the first opening exercise. The sum of two rational numbers is rational. That was exercise 1. And then we know that the sum of a rational number and an irrational number is irrational. All right. So now what I want you to do is take a few seconds. There's a couple quick questions on the Ed puzzle that I want you to answer. So go ahead and pause the video and answer those questions on the Ed puzzle. All right, so now that you've answered those questions, I want you to go ahead and complete the exit ticket on page 157. But before doing that, I want you to summarize what you've learned from today's lesson.